Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to look over my history here. So looks like, and I didn't go back and do that, but I've been running about 3% a month, it looks like, for the most part. Not quite as exciting as I had hoped, but not bad.
You came in a few months ago, right? I don't
I got
remember.
into floating balance back in well, end of June. Last week of June is when I started.
Okay. And what made you want to start and get more passive income?
I was with another group that was losing my money.
Right? That's not. I mean, you're laughing now, but I'm sure that wasn't the case when it's not. It's not a typical.
It's only money, man. It's I don't get that stressed out about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you did mention before that you kind of don't. Yeah. I'm sure you're aware that you only put in whatever you're willing to kind of risk, right?
Well, and that's it. I'm kind of a high risk individual, so I'm kind of trying to obtain higher returns. But again, I mean, 3% a month. That's nothing to sneeze at.
No, that's pretty good. So I guess like if I may ask, right? Because I mean, you kind of like answered the question there, but what kind of made you feel comfortable trying something else if that first thing didn't really, pan out?
Well, I'm in a bunch of different things right now. So I'm sorry, what was the question?
Like you just mentioned that you had like something similar to this.
Yeah.
Wasn't actually working though, as far as like results. So like, seeing that, having that in hand and like wanting to try something else, why not try it yourself? Like why, trust somebody
Oh,
else?
I've done the myself thing. So I started trading a couple years ago, and I had average results. I had my share of losses, I had my share of wins, and it was just extremely time consuming for me. And I have my own business, and I need to dedicate my time to that. So doing it myself, just within 9 months, I realized there was just no way I was going to trade myself and maintain my business. So I quickly started kind of pivoting and looking for some of these algorithmic and PAM type programs. I landed over with a group called Supreme Commerce FX. I think they go by something called Gemios now. And they just had a bad year this year. They did not really do well. I think I joined up with them back in November or December last year, and overall it just I mean, it hasn't been horrible, but they just have not shown any upward results. So that's when I kind of, I actually, when I joined them, I was between joining you or joining them, and I chose them. And again, the year did not go well. And so I figured, well, I'll go ahead and give you guys a whirl with a plan that I kind of had some money somewhere else that was going to perform. And unfortunately, that thing just fell apart. So yeah, that was a pretty unfortunate loss. And then I went and I tried another one. I got another group called Devi that I'm with right now. And the reason I joined up with them is you guys primarily do Forex. So wanted to have some other asset classes, which Devi does gold, stocks, and crypto. And really over there right now, I'm just trading gold. But again, I just want to have some different asset classes.
Right, so you understand diversification. Yeah. So was it just the price then, or was there anything that you were skeptical at all with us? Just curious.
No, again, I was really hoping I would have been to the mid level by now with you guys, but it's a function of the additional buy-in cost right now.
No, sorry, I meant when you chose the other guys before, you mentioned it was a price thing. Were you skeptical at all with ATN, or was it just a price situation?
Hey, it was primarily just price. Again, at that time, I think you guys were 15 grand to buy in is what I was pitched. And I got in with the other guys, I think, for 6 or 7. So,
Yeah.
it was kind of obvious. It was, you guys were very similar in what you were pitching me. But the other guys were lower cost, and both had fairly decent reviews at that time. So no, it was just price. And at this point, I got 5 months of history with you doing very well. and the other guy's not. So,
So I mean
you
that's
know,
hindsight, right? That's 5 months of moving forward, right? 5 months of the
yeah.
journey. Before that, I guess like what made you confident enough to move forward with us despite us being more of like a premium option?
That's a great question. Because both you and the other guys both do Forex. So it was an identical type thing. I don't know. On a whim. Great question. Diversification. I don't know. Good question.
Oh, I
Not
guess
one I can answer for at the moment.
well, I guess like now that you did, I guess you kind of like see the results there. You mentioned that you're good on that, so yeah, good. So as far as like the setup process, right? Because this isn't something that you have to do yourself, right? But we do have to set it up together to get it more passive, right? So how was that for you and that process?
Well, again, at this point, I've kind of done a number of different things with crypto, and I'm over at Ox Securities, so pretty familiar with all the setup and stuff at this point. It was a learning curve, but I'm pretty familiar with it at this point.
All right. Did you have a Slack channel before as well, or was that new to you?
Yeah, I had a Slack channel before. Yep.
Perfect. So you kind of like integrate into this like smooth.
Yeah.
Nice. So I mean, you mentioned the results here, but I mean, you're on your phone. I don't know if you're able to put it up. But you're only in one particular account from this past 5 months. You mentioned it's around like 3% or a little below that.
Yep.
Now, as far as the drawdown, did you mention on how that was, or did you get a notice on that?
I haven't noticed any big drawdowns with you guys. Let me bring it back up here, but
Okay, good.
I
So
only keep
I'll
track, I
explain.
only keep track on a weekly basis. Every now and then I go in and take a look during the week, but pretty rare. So yeah, like the very second week I was in, there was a 1% drawdown that recovered the following week, and it's been positive results on a weekly basis ever since. Yeah, even let's see, 4601. We're up a few bucks for this week too. So
Has it been the last, let's say, 30 days?
well, here, yeah, you know what? Let me see here. Can I reverse? So I don't know if you can see that. Is it showing up? So let me see percentages there as well. So, past 30 days again. Let's see, 11/1. November 442 to 576. So $125 on 4,000 bucks.
Nice. Mhm.
I mean, obviously November 1st there that week you guys did great. That was almost a 2% week.
Yeah, it's like, every single month is going to be different.
So again, I've been kind of tracking real close, and right now, just on what I've got, I think about 2.68 average monthly on what I've been getting.
Right, you're in one conservative algo. But that's what I'm saying. So I'll explain to you like the different drawdowns in the different accounts because they're all going to vary. So you have to be comfortable with how those work still, right? That's what makes it like high risk or medium versus more conservative. So you mentioned that right now you're where you are 5 months from there, but like how soon from when you joined you actually started seeing the results come in?
I mean, the first week, that was actually one good thing compared to Debbie. Debbie took like a month and a half to get up and going with those guys. Yours started producing the very first week.
Okay, and I guess how much work are you doing after that? After the setup part?
Nothing. I go in once a week and I monitor my accounts just to see the returns just for it's really just for my own knowledge. I put in a weekly update of what all my accounts have done. That's all I do. That's the nice thing. I mean, really, that's the beauty of this type of trading that I appreciate, which is I don't have to put in crazy time.
Yeah, because you mentioned you tried it yourself as well.
Yeah. I was really doing day trading. I was doing 0-day options. I was doing some weekly options as well, but it was just so time consuming, just incredibly time consuming.
Right.
That's a good answer too to some of your questions about why I went into this, why I went in with the other company, why I went in with you. Well, I didn't have, I've been around long enough that I don't know somebody until I do business with them. I can do all the research in the world, and I can do all the due diligence, but I don't know you until I do business with you, and that is always a concern, especially in what I do. So you got to work with somebody first to really know if it's a relationship that's going to work, and that means risking some money usually. I mean, it's kind of standard.
I mean, now that you have done some business with us, although it's been like half a year, right? So there's people that have searched us from a while before they joined. How long was that journey for you?
I started at the beginning of 2024. It was mid 24 when I really started heavily trading myself. And at that same time is when my sister and I kind of started looking at algos and stuff. And she got us into more algo notifications. We had to place all the trades ourselves. It's more notification services that she got into. And then we kind of parted ways a little bit towards the end of last year. And that's when I decided these notification services were nothing more than the same thing I was already doing, trading myself, spending all the time to do it. And those notification services were bleeping horrible. If you didn't get to that notification within 30 seconds of getting that notification and placing the trade passed you by. It was ridiculous. It just drove me nuts. It's like I had to be beholden to these notification systems so that when I got it, I placed the trade like that, or you missed the trade. I got sick of that real fast. And that's where probably late last year, I started looking at these services. And again, it was November, December when I made the first decision to get into one.
So, I mean, you being like that, doing business with us now, there's a lot of people that even wonder how long we'll be around for. Having seen what you've seen thus far, how confident are you that we'll, be here for a while?
Well, I'm pretty sure you guys have splits. So I feel confident you guys will be around for a while. I mean, there's money you guys are producing, there's money you guys are putting in. As long as you guys continue to grow, you'll be around. If you guys stagnate and don't grow, well, I'm a business person. I know stagnation will kill a business.
So I guess, with that being said, how transparent has it been with the results and us saying how the clients that we have and the testimonials that we share, and seeing us growing, the transparency that we have, how do you feel about that, or what can we do to make it more if you don't feel like it's that?
I've actually been fine with you guys. You guys have great customer service. You guys do follow-up calls with me every few months. No qualms whatsoever. Much better than some of the other services I work with.
Oh, nice. So, what would you say to somebody that's thinking of joining this that maybe we're skeptical before or afraid, because they haven't been before how you were just recently? What would you say to those people before joining a program like this?
I would certainly recommend you guys to other people for sure. It's a function of buy-in price too. I guess that's the one thing that probably hesitated me a little bit is that, to get into the multiple levels and multiple platforms with you guys, pretty steep entry fees. And that's why I only did the, entry level to begin with as well. It's just like I said, I don't know you until I do business with you. I'm not going to go all in with somebody right off the get-go. I dip my toe in the water to see, are you hot or are you cold?
I mean, that's all human nature, right? We can't blame anybody for that. That's like, what I would do. Right. So I guess like what would say that other than pricing, because obviously we're a premium type of service, what would you say that makes us different?
What makes you different?
As you mentioned earlier that, because you're right.
Customer service.
Sports,
Customer service.
Right. Customer service.
I hear from you guys. I get messages from you guys. I get updates from you guys. You guys schedule calls like this with me. None of the other services I work with do that.
Nice. That's good to hear because I haven't been in any other service for the past 2.5 years now. When it comes to things like that, like passive. So I kind of disconnected from a personal experience on that. So it's good to hear that we are kind of like there, as far as expectations. Right.
Yeah.
So
well, and again, I'm kind of interested. So maybe I don't learn my lesson, but it was an individual gold trader that I was working with that I had the big loss with. And the issue with that guy is he just couldn't manage drawdowns. And that's why I have a little more faith in you guys because I see a little more management of the drawdowns. This guy was taking huge swings and I'm going, dude, exit the trade and start over. You'll quickly make up this drawdown. And, I got enough with you guys at this point. I think you guys can manage that better. 20% up's great. And you know what? 15% down the next month is just fine.
Right. That's still a 5% increase.
That's 2.5% a month. And chances are that's going to go on. And on an overall basis, that produces a pretty good return.
Yeah. And that's how we want you to kind of see things as, you should know already. It's like a long-term term,
a longer term. Yeah. And that's where the drawdowns don't really scare me off as long as the big returns are there. It's just part of So again, I did it enough myself to understand drawdowns are part of the game.
Right. But right, man, I'll go ahead and, like I mentioned, I already messaged them as just now.
All right, and I'll make note to get in touch with you. So yeah, maybe shoot me a message Monday, Tuesday. Let me know we're good to go, and then I'll get back in touch with you once I get my Ox account funded.
Yeah, take your time on that, and I will do that. Right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks again for your time. I hope you have a good time there in your meeting.
Yeah, nice talking to you. Have a good weekend.
Likewise. Take care.
Enjoy the weather. We have rain and 40s here, so.
Oh no, I can't do 40s and rain. That makes it like
Seattle sunshine. We call it, man. That's winter in Seattle.
Well, I guess the rest of the year you have outdoor fun weather, So.
Summers are amazing here. Absolutely.
Nice. All right. Have a great one. It's a pleasure.
See you later, Julio. Take care. Bye-bye.